In the name of God, my name is Mehdi Kordnavarsi. In this movie, I am explaining about the database opening and in the share or exclusive mode and how to use lock and unlock for the share tables in a network database system. The first, there is a touch switch. If I set on, it will be display the command results on the bottom line, and with setback window the result will be show at the top corner of the right side of the window. Open database syntax, we can use the explicit address, or with question mark the file locator will be activated. We can find the database with the extension of DBC for the Visual Foxpro. And let's see the options: exclusive, share, no update, and validate. With no update, it specifies that no change can be made to the database. In other words, the database is read-only. So if you omit no update, the database is open with read-write access. And this is only for the database, not for the tables. And the tables contained in the database are not affected by no update when we are going to open the database. To prevent changes to a table in a database, include no update in command of use when we want to open the tables. So open database, I use the explicit address right like here, and I add no update, and let's see to run the commands here with the debug window, and close database all, close release all databases to memory, setback on, and open database. Here the database opened with the no update option. So the use is a command to open the tables on the database. For example, I use table named hesab2, and with no update. I didn't use no update when I open the table belonging to the database, but the database opened with the no update option. So with the browse command, I can browse the windows like this, and I can change the content of the table. Although the database open, but I can change the table. I can delete some records. Here is the delete mark, and even I can add with Control Y. I can add some new records, and so the table is not read-only. Table have a 39 records, and here shows the table is open as a exclusive, and this table is belong to database AB 3094. And let's continue, and I opened again the table, same table, with the no update, so prevent changes into the table. Now if I try to change something, the control is read-only appear in the bottom of line. I cannot even delete the records, or I cannot add new records on the table. So this table, as showed here, opened with the no update. And if I try to delete some records, for example, delete from table where user NO equal to 21, if I try to this, cannot update the cursor sub 2 since it is read-only, because the table used as a no update keyword. If I try to append blank to add a blank record to the table, same error appears. And if I try to modify a structure, activate the data definition wizard, DDL or data definition language wizard, but as a read-only. So I can watch and view the table content, but I cannot change something or add new field or rename fields and so on. Even in the index, I cannot add, insert or delete indexes, and in the table I cannot add some comments for the table or for the fields. If I try to make a new index to the current table, same message appear because the table opened with no update option. And if I try to remove table sub 2 from the database, remove table, cut the link between the table and the database, and will change the table as a free table. But because the database is read-only, not a table, because database is opened as a no update, so remove table also is not possible, and database AB1394 is read-only, so you cannot remove tables from it. And if I try to add a new table to the database, so for example this table, if I try to add, because the database is read-only, add table is impossible. So let's continue. The next option is validate, including the open database command. Try to opening the database with running validate database to diagnose or repair the problem. It will check the all links between the tables, index, and databases. And let's watch. It takes time. The system is working right now, and the result back. System is controlling the tables on the disk, on the physical disk. All fields and tables and comments belong to the database is controlled, and the final result, invalid database, means there is some problem in it. So if I try to open database with no validate command, the database will open, as you see here, again open, and I can use the validate database command. Validate database separately after the database open. It works here and it shows need exclusive writable access to check the tables belonging to the database. So here is the result. It found some tables and cannot open table. So we have to fix this problem as a validating, just for a control. And the next command is exclusive, option exclusive. Open the database in exclusive mode. If you open the database exclusively, other users cannot access it and will receive an error if they try to gain access. If you do not include exclusive or share when you're trying to open the database, the current set exclusive is a command, is a switch in a Visual Foxpro. The current set exclusive setting determines how the database is opened. So at the share, open the database in share mode. If you open the database for share use, other users have access to it. If you do not include exclusive or share, the current set exclusive setting determine how the database is opened. Let's try to open the database with exclusive mode. Okay, open the database, run, open as an exclusive, and let's see if I open another Visual Foxpro. For example, I am another user and I try to open same database which used with another user as an exclusive, and I try to open the database as a share, I will receive an error, file access is denied, and the database name. So the exclusive prevent to access the database by other users. The same thing happen when you using or opening a table as exclusive. Other user cannot access the same table. Here is the database, and so no database and not other tables cannot access by other users. The function is exclusive is a function to show us the database name. I pass the database name and the exclusive return true or false. If I call the exclusive with the parameter 1, it returns for the table use condition, and with the parameter 2 for the database open. So here AB 1394 is the name up for the database. I use a 2 is exclusive return true because I opened this database with exclusive mode. Let's try next command, and if I use the dbused is another function and it returns true if the specific database is open, because I can open here many databases at the same time, and with the function of dbuse I can check the name of the database is currently open or no. But its exclusive return is the database open as an exclusive mode or share mode. And let's try next command. False, because the database name test data is not used and the function return false. So open from another program to see what happened. I tried, the database cannot access, and let's continue. Close database, release the database from here, and with the next command, open database, another database, test data as a share. So execute database test data, open as share, and I try to open same database with another Visual Foxpro. Suppose I am in another user with another client in a network, and I try to open same database with share. So here test data is open for me as long as the test data is opened by the another user. So other users can execute same command and using the same database as a share for all of them. Let's continue, and the message box is exclusive test data with to return false, because the test data is not open as an exclusive mode. It's opened as a share. The set command in Visual Foxpro activate the data session windows and modify database. NOUPDATE, it shows us the tables and database fields and relations and keys into this window, and if you want for each table you can click and browse, see the contents of the table, or you can right click on the blank area, add new table to the database, add new view, or you can change the property of each table. For example, with the modify table you can add some index or some fields, and even for each field you can add some comments for each field, and even in a table tab add some explanation about the table. And I move the window to the top so you can find a table order is related with the customer via cost ID, order relate with employee via employee ID, order relate with the order ID with table order items, and order items relate with table products with table products, let's see, with product ID. So with this imagination we can continue the next commands. So the open database, modify database, NOUPDATE will activate same windows. The next command is useful for the database documenting, named list database to a text file. Here is an example. I list the database content to a text file named test data database document.txt, and the modify command activate the Visual Foxpro text editor. And for the next command, I can open same document txt table to see the content, database name, the path, version, and the list of tables, each fields, and if the fields have a comment appear here, indexes, and everything belongs to the database. You can easily direct to the text file and as a documentation. It's a good and easy way to prepare a document for the database. So the next command are set exclusive and a flag and a lock for file locking and record locking. I will explain these commands to the next movies. Thank you.